Alright, everybody, what's up? We've got a best of 7 semi-finals here. Hero in the top right, looking amazing today. And so is his opponent, Dark, in the bottom left. Dragon Kaiser Gaming up against Dragon Kaiser Gaming. It's a team kill. Dark has been in a little bit better form than Hero recently. However, I've been very much, Dark fans would say I've been hating on his Zerg vs Protoss skills for a little while. They've been saying I really exaggerate how bad he is against Protoss. I would say it's not that he's bad, it's just that if the opponent has his number, they can get ahead. And because he's very kind of early game aggression focused, very like all in, trying to take his opponent down at all times. And once you get on top of that and you have a good read on it, you can take advantage of it and block him. Estrella almost managed to do that in the previous series, just made a few crucial errors. The other problem he has is against Hero. Hero is so good with his harassment. Dark actually struggles to keep up, and it's not a speed issue, it's an organizational issue. Dark's build orders are suboptimal, and because of that, he struggles. If he takes like 1 or 2 extra drone losses to the Oracle or the Adepts, Hero runs away with the early game. And once Hero is ahead, we all know what Hero does to you. Hero attacks from every side all at once, just runs away with the game and gets out of control. But I haven't actually seen them play in a couple of weeks, so I don't really know how those early game trades have been going. I know the last time I was watching them go head to head, Hero ran circles around him with Adepts and Oracles, and Dark looked kind of like an old man. He looked like he could not keep up. He was so behind by the 7-8 minute mark every game that he was just like, he was playing good mid to late game, but he was just so far behind it didn't matter. Hero could do pretty much anything to finish him off. All right, third hatchery goes down here for Dark. Queens are pumping out of these hatcheries. Oh, Void Ray first. Whoa, Hero. Well, Dark did go for a double Overlord scout in one of his games against Estrella earlier. So I think Hero is basically saying, hey, let's catch that. If you go for some Overlords, let's clean those up. Deny map vision on a big map can also be very powerful. So Void Ray can get some big pickoffs. It's Creator who actually does this a lot. Creator looks amazing with Void Ray Oracle. That's not what Hero is doing though, guys. That's 3-minute 30 double gas. You guys know what's happening. We're going to see a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon. Yeah, baby. This is going to be a fun build. I'm not 100%. I mean, I think it's that. I guess it technically doesn't have to be. Void Ray kills the first Overlord. Yeah, he's not building any other gateway units. Come on, where's that? I guess as soon as he gets the money. Third base first. So he's trying to make it look more like a normal build. Void Ray into Oracle. Do we see a second Oracle? I think we're going to see a carrier opening. Could be Tempest Rush, though. There we go. Second Stargate goes down. You're not going to go heavy Void Ray, are you? Void Rays are so expensive these days. It's very hard to go heavy Void Ray. Oh, 2-star Phoenix. I like it. Great way to take advantage of such a big map. And this is against Queenling Nidus. Oh, no. Dark loves to open a series with this, guys. Wait. Oh, no. Actually, sorry, no, that layer is not that early. It's quick for Dark, but he's building a Roach Warren. I don't know if I've seen Dark play like this unless he's playing his Mass Hydra style. It might just be a safety Roach Warren, and then he plays the Mass Hydra. He's been doing a really weird straight to Hydralist mass build in the last few months that no one does except him. So just keep an eye on when that layer finishes, what tech he goes for. If it's just Roach Speed, +1, and who knows, might just be playing a more standard style with a bit of a quicker layer than he normally likes. Dark is always changing little details by feel here and there. So you can't always read too heavily into the details because he might have just done something because, you know, he doesn't even consciously know why he's done it. He just did it because he felt like it. And then he finds a way to make it work. Roach Speed +1 are on the way. Going up to 4 gases is Dark. Interesting that Dark's not really producing right now. He has 9 lava. What's he doing? Guys, is Dark scouting? I'm going to his camera. He was sitting on 10 lava for the last 30 seconds. He finally spends it. He builds a few roaches, a few drones, and he's moving out to take a 4th base. Takes the 6 gas. All right, not too bad. Oracle's going to go for the drone. Doesn't get it. Oh, he's got to feel good about that one. Okay. Yeah, looks like Dark's playing exceptionally standard. As I say that, Aspire goes down, so it is some quick tech. Spire, though, not the best against Mass Phoenix. 8 Phoenix are on the map. They're going to show themselves coming across this map. Void Ray is trying to clear the way. Let's see if Dark gets any vision. Let's watch this reaction from Dark's point of view, because he's only now about to find out. The Phoenix about to enter his third base. Uh-oh. He's pulling his Overlords back. He realizes what's up, but already 2 Queens getting picked up at the third. Void Ray's there as well, adding a lot of damage. Oh, man. Oh, my lord. This is a lot of damage going down, and even if they get dropped in the red, the Void Ray just finishes them off. He doesn't have to need to be pristine on this. Oh, bam, bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That is a crazy amount of damage. He's already killed 5 Queens. He's going to recall, though. Is that necessary? I don't know if he needed to recall there. I think he could have just recalled the Void Ray and been okay. He's just playing very safe. If the Phoenix can find the Roaches, at least those are valuable units, but picking up Lings is not really worth it for these Phoenix. I mean, he's still done a very good amount of damage as hero. He's going Robo Bay behind this, building Immortals. He's building more Phoenix as well. Is Dark just going to go for Mass Corruptor? I think he kind of has to. He hasn't built any other tech. Roachling does get around there. Ooh, good pullback on the Adepts. Couple Stalkers warping as well. Phoenix are diving right now. 11 Corruptors are on the way. There's so many more Overlords and units to be picked off here. I mean, this base has only 1 Spore. He can go in there and spend all these lives. He can kill 20 drones. But he's got to do it now. Hero's taken a little bit too long to do this. There we go. Okay, more Overlords, drones, Queens going down. Corruptors are going to pop real soon, though. And he didn't use up a lot of these energy liftoffs. So I think he's leaving a bit of money on the table right now. All right, Corruptors pop out. He's going to have to cancel those lifts and get out of there. Whoa, he's not canceling his lifts. Hero. Ooh, looks like Hero is maybe caught not looking for a second. He's now lost 2 Phoenix. He does take out 1 Corruptor, 7 Queens, and an extra 9 drones there, so not too bad. Dark, he's going to have Corruptors to cover himself in the air. He's going to continue with the Roaches on the ground, no doubt. Disruptors keeping Hero safe. No 4th base for Hero. I think that's the one thing that would put him miles ahead here, but being stuck on 3 base without the upgrades being too far along, not amazing. I like the shield batteries in the main, so he's already preparing for when the Corruptors come in and try to do PP on his buildings. He knows that Dark is a very disrespectful Zerg. Zergs have had many years, you know, under the laser scalpel of Protoss, having their ladder points, their tournament winnings taken from them. And they do like to get a bit of revenge by unceremoniously urinating on the enemy's structures. If you think about it, the Nexus is basically the sacred temple of Protoss, right? You're at war with them. You've all done terrible things to each other. Might be a bit of animosity. Might feel like maybe putting some caustic spray on the side of that bad boy. Phoenix trying to sneak down the left side of the map. Ooh, it's a lot of Overlords. Oh, it's a lot of Overlords in the open. Corruptors are all the way out on the right side of the map. He tagged them with the Oracle. What a brilliant play here by Hero. He's going to grab like 5 Overlords, gets a Queen as well. Woo! And he's going to recall home, eh? Oh, recall? Yes. Nice recall. Corruptors don't even get a single Phoenix. And he's shoving the front at the same time, looking for some Disruptor shots. Archon Disruptor hanging out here. Dark going to try to jump on him to punish, but Hero with some fantastic control. Zealots on the left, Archon Disruptor on the right. Roach Ravager does focus down. Ooh, a Disruptor into the deep red. They end up copping a big ball to the face, though. 7 kills on that Disruptor. The whole army's joining up now, though. Dark, I don't think he can chase this. It's a lot of Archon, Zealot, Disruptor, and Mass Phoenix overhead. I think Hero just wants to kill him, though. Hero never took a 4th base. He's looking very much like Zest in this game. Just an I want to take you out of the game right here, right now sort of mindset. The Phoenix there, they're not the best versus the Corruptors. They need the Archon's landing hits to help out. Bios land on the Phoenix, and they take out the War Prism as well. Oh my god, disaster of an engagement there for Hero. Dark with fantastic micro. His army is so much worse, it might not matter. Big Disruptor does land on the ramp. Zealots surround the Roaches down there near the gas geyser. Archon's doing what they can. Some of the Immortals and Archons on the right aren't really fighting these Roaches, though. Does need to bring those in, does Hero. His Disruptor's coming in. He's got a fresh Disruptor in the rear with the gear, and that's some big ball gear. Dark spots it, shoots it down before it can connect. Archon's getting biled out. Disruptor shots landing. He friendly fires an Adept on the right side. This is very close in terms of supply, but it looks like Dark might hang on and force this to be a longer game. Can you believe it? Dude, Hero and Dark's games are so wild and unpredictable. Hero going for a 3-base all-in to follow this up is so uncharacteristic of a 2-star Phoenix build, which usually looks for the economic advantage. A couple of Roaches go down to that ball, but it's time to back off. Mass Zealot versus Mass Roach. Somehow Dark keeps his 4th base alive. Zealots should not be chasing right now. Just got to try to keep that Disruptor alive. Phoenix and Corruptors all traded with each other. The Queens are being rebuilt now, so there's a little bit of anti-air. And there's a Disruptor on the high ground. Hero says, come to Papa! And he shoots more Zealots than he does Roaches. He didn't micro the Disruptor shot in. Hero with a bit of a miss shot there. Oh, man. Youchies. It was such a good plan. I thought he was executing it perfectly. I was getting ready to sing his praises, and he kind of dropped trousers on himself. Fourth base only now starting for Hero. Hero got very focused on killing his opponent. Remember, Hero is a player who very much likes to just win the game when he's got an advantage. He likes to just focus everything on the micro, nothing on the macro. And look at it. Main, massively oversaturated. Natural, massively oversaturated. Third, oversaturated. He's probing right now, but he actually doesn't need any more probes. He can just take the probes from these bases, move them to the fourth, and it'll be full of workers. He's making an air weapons upgrade. That actually really worries me. It makes me think Hero is thinking about going to Sky Toss. And I don't really know if he can afford that. 130 supply, not a great economy. I think he needs a fifth base before he does that. On the other hand, Dark is drunk. Dark is going for Swarm Host Nidus at the 12-minute mark. Drunk or genius? There's not that much of a mobile army for Hero. It might just end up being genius. He sees the Swarm Host though. Phoenix spot the Swarm Host heading towards the Nidus Worms. Woo! Dark is maxed out. He doesn't have a great follow through on this. Only 69 workers. His hive's only just started. But right now he has a big opportunity. If he can snipe Hero's fourth, Hero's dead in the water. Hero's fleet beacon is on the way. He's thinking about going carriers. I really think he just needs to max on ground units. But the Roach Ravager is kind of scary versus Zealots. Okay, Disruptors on the left. Watch out, Dark. Balls go flying. Oh my god, his spreadies are so good. This man, was he the Korean gymnastics champion or what? He's so good at spreading him. Archon Zealot on the right will be able to defend this first wave. Oh, but he's going to lose a bunch of units. Archon and about 6 Zealots go down. Roaches breach the natural. Disruptors take out some Roaches on the retreat. Dark spreadies are ridiculous. Somebody, this is an illegal move. Somebody call the referee and give this man a red card for micro that's too good. He keeps dodging so many Disruptor shots. He doesn't get the best amount of eco damage though. That's really what he wanted here. He kills a few Protoss units. He distracts Hero. He doesn't kill the fourth with the Swarmos, and he doesn't actually kill many workers. But he's denying the fifth. He's ready to throw another Swarmos wave. He can alternate between hitting the bottom right and the top left. And behind it, the Hive is now done. He's got a Hydra Den up. He can transition into Lurkers. Hero, he's just started his first 2 carriers. I feel like that's way too far away. I don't think the carrier transition makes that much sense off such a low economy. Oh, man. Zealots are not what you want against Locusts. Not when there's this many. They get in a big ball and they wreck you. He's going to try and counterattack. Hero says the best defense is a good offense. Oh, Dark once again showing some very good spreadies, though. The way he runs forward and spreads like that, dude. 1 or 2 Disruptor shots land okay, but it's at the cost of losing all of your Disruptors. And Hero goes from a fantastic opening that should have been game-winning. He panicked a little bit with his recall. He was still in a good spot. But the 3-base all-in, something where Dark is so good at surviving, man. He's so good at surviving those big all-in attacks. And Hero was so ahead in this game, but he finds himself so behind. And this is basically how their series always go. It doesn't matter how far Hero is. The game is never secure until Dark actually leaves the game. I have seen Hero lose 50, 60 supply advantages versus Zerg player with way worse tech than him. And we're seeing it here again where Dark finds a way with nothing but Roaches and Queens to defend a big giant high-tech army and work his way back into this game. Now that is still a fair amount of Archon Zealot Disruptor, but I think the next Locust wave is probably going to kill his base. Carriers don't really have an answer on the map right now. These last few fights were pretty good for him. The natural did survive, though. The fourth is mining this whole time. Is Hero actually going to be able to get back in this? He's about to have 4 carriers. This Locust wave. Oh, the probe actually baited the Locust in the wrong direction. Dark wasn't watching. That was really good for Hero. Hero ball. Oh, no. Hero's ball walks into the wrong place, though. He picks up his... Oh, the Phoenix pick up to save it. 21 probes go down, and the Nexus will fall. Stunning damage coming out from those Locusts. 4 carriers, what are they going to do, man? I guess he's going to try to hit a carrier Archon timing attack. I think the Roach Ravager should be able to clear the Archons, though. The Corruptor count's kind of low. There's going to be 10 Corruptors for 4 carriers, which is not really enough. It's 20 supply of Corruptors versus 24 supply of carriers. I mean, it'll work if the Archons don't get big shots off. Locust coming out in this north. It's going to take out a lot of that Protoss army. Uh-oh. Oh, accidental unload by the looks of it, but somehow... Oh, man. Dark, what a legend, fights his way back into that game. And the Swarmos transition was actually genius. A great way of immediately putting the aggression on Hero's side of the map and not letting him get to Sky Toss. All right, he had a great opening in the last one, but it slips away. This is very familiar territory. Hero versus Dark. They have such crazy games that seesaw back and forth like mad. But I do feel Hero normally comes in with the tighter opening advantages. But it's throws like that last game. I mean, obviously throw is a bit too strong wording, but you know, it's letting the advantage slip away like that makes their matchups still often end in 3-2. I've seen a series where it looks like Hero's always ahead off the opening, and he loses 2 wins, 3 losses in a best of 5 to Dark, and I'm like, what? Are you crazy, man? And this is actually a best of 7, of course. So let's fix that scoreboard. I actually would have loved to see, I would have really loved to see the, oh man, sorry guys, it's late here. I'm still adjusting my sleep schedule to cast this tournament. My brain's a little bit slow. Yeah, I really would have liked to see, Hero just stick on ground, even after his attack failed. And I know his 4th was late. I hate the really early Sky Toss transition. I think it's so expensive, it's so slow to get going. And I think in that scenario, if he could just push out and kill the first Nidus Worm after the first Locust Wave, and he had enough supply to like do some Zealot run-bys and stuff while defending the Roaches on one side, the Swarmos on the other, it's a very different game. So definitely unfortunate that he didn't do that, but a new game, a fresh start, forces the 3rd base down there. At this point, I'm used to Dark winning games from bad positions. It's not unusual. He's just a very talented player. He has a magical ability to play from the worst situations and not care. We've said it so many times, but it's such a rare trait to have someone just be so good in the messy scenario. At this level against the very top players in the world, you're meant to kind of just lose a lot more of these games. And Dark gets in situations where he should just lose, and then he turns it around. And obviously that last one was a bit of a special build for the very big map Altitude. Don't know if we'll see 2 Stargate Phoenix come out at all again in this series. His Ling's hiding, avoiding the probe. Second Adept will be able to block them unless they go in right now. First Adept going across the map, trying to force out more Zerglings. Dark already being forced into 8 Zerglings. 3rd hatchery goes down though. Who's better from behind, Maru or Dark, is such a good question. I love that question because Maru's so good at turtling and like fighting back in the late game because he's an endgame master. Dark just wins fights that he shouldn't win. Like Maru defends very well. I guess Dark kind of does as well, but it's a little bit of a scrappier sort of Zerg, scrambling, retreating combat that he's often doing with Roach Ravager, whereas it's a little bit more turtling up and setting up your defenses is what Maru does with Terran. That was pretty impressive. That's 3 drones. Guys, he's already behind 10 workers. Dark's in a very bad spot. Yeah, 6 workers pop out. He's closing the gap, but 3 drones for an Adept at the start is very rough. It looks like Hero's enjoying the Void Ray start. Wow. Interesting. I mean, it does push back the Zerg vision. And actually, this supply block is brutal, man. He's at 30 drones. 44 over 36. Oh, man. 3rd hatchery finishes. But now as the Overlords pop out, he can finally start droning again. 3rd base is already underway here for Hero, and it feels like a much smoother opening for the Protoss than the Zerg. Gotta be really careful. Oh, good positioning on the Queens. Oracle comes up the center and gets shut down, but doesn't lose any hit points just yet. That main base is wide open. If he flew into the main, he'd actually be able to pick off some drones and force them off mining. Wait, really? It's a Queen Walk already? Oh, I didn't even realize, guys. Oh, this is why Dark screws up his builds. Whenever Dark's opening sucks and he takes a bunch of damage, he just pulls the trigger. And he's just doing an all-in. It's been spotted pretty early, though. It's a Queenling Bane all-in. There's already a Void Ray and 2 Oracles out, but the Queens will beat that, man. 4 Queens should beat that unless a shield battery can heal them a lot in the fighting. The Adepts there. Oh, those Adepts are not very well positioned. Those guys are sticking out right now, but the Oracles are ready to cover them. There's a Twilight and a Forge building. The Twilight Council's Forge is still coming up. I guess he's going to go for cannons here. There will be banelings coming in behind this. Hero realizes what's going on right now. He should be plopping cannons down immediately. Starts a cannon at the third. That's going to die straight away. He needs to build one back there. Cannon in the natural starts to go up as well. 34 drones versus 47 probes. If Hero defends the third base, he should be miles ahead. With banelings coming in, that's going to be an issue. That wall off on the natural, a little exposed to banes. Cannon on the third looks like it's going to get up. I feel like that's a mistake for Dark to not focus that cannon down. Oh man, those banelings are going to get on that pylon now. By pulling out of the front of the wall, that was a big mistake, I think. Oh, this is so weird. The Void Ray there is actually getting healed by the battery. The Oracles are all still alive right now. They turn on their laser beams. The Queens don't have Transfuse, guys. The Queens do not have Transfuse. And that's a lot of Oracle energy available. Lings may be in right now, but the Oracles can chase them down, as can the Void Rays. The probes are even going to turn and fight. And look at that. Get those probes out of there. No reason to stand and fight. And third base is also getting ransacked. Hero's F2ing. Hero's F2ing a little bit. Okay, Hero should be way ahead from here, but he's panic F2ing. He's using that select all army key. If you don't know what F2 is, it's the default for select all army. He should have split his units to the wall and the third base, but cannons are up, which means he's unbreakable for the next little while in this game. He's ahead on workers. He's way ahead on tech. Dark has to start rebuilding Queens from scratch. And that is a terrible position to be in for Dark. He goes for a wildly aggressive opening, and it gets shut down. Oh, okay. Queens got all rebuilt, but even by just moving around here, these Queens aren't injecting constantly. 3 more Queens are building, though. Dark is going for a lair +1 range. Charge and +1 are on the way, as well as 5 more gateways here for Hero. So he's going to go up to 7 gates. I'd love to see him take a quicker 4th this game. I don't think there's much Dark can do against him. When 4 Oracles on the map, you know, this is Hero's game to lose. And by taking a 4th base, it just takes off any pressure of you having to be aggressive. It means you can just build workers, but we'll see what Hero chooses to try to finish this game with. Charge Lot of Mortal Archon timing looks very tempting. Ooh, not a good stasis. Does get shut down. Tries to show another one. Alright, Hero, getting a bit ahead of yourself now. Another one's going to try to go down in the main now. I mean, Dark's attention's here. He's basically just dumping Oracle energy into the bin at this point. I mean, it is getting a little bit of mining time, which is cute. Queens are going to take that one down, and he'll go back to mining. There is a Prism drop with 4 Zealots coming down the left. Hero's already going Sky Toss. He just really wants to go early Sky Toss today, guys. He goes Charge +1, has 4 Oracles and 6 Zealots out, and he's like, now I'm going to make Sky Toss. He's going to make a few Archons, Zealots, and he's going to start going Carriers. Wow. I mean, Dark is a guy who very regularly gets stuck on either Roach Infestor or Roach Lurker for a really long time, and just doesn't have anything except Queens that shoots up. There's an argument that this is probably the best way to just finish the game against him, is make it look like you're doing a more normal ground play, but go Sky Toss. I don't like him doing it off 3 base, though. I once again have to ask, where is the 4th and why is it so late? He's gonna... Oh, don't start it, don't start it. Zerglings will find the probe, deny the attempt. 3 carriers are starting. Zealot's still roaming the map. Hydrodem's on the way. Looks like Dark's gonna try to play that Roach Hydra style. Only 67 workers. Dark is just so used to playing ZVP from an even or lower worker count than his opponent, which is the worst possible position to be in. I don't think Hydra's offer him any comeback utility, though. I'm thinking of what units could really get him back in this game. I definitely don't think the Hydralisk offers him that opportunity. He's not even going to have enough money. Even if he like masses Hydras and starts both upgrades right now, he's going to be running into carriers that have +2 air attack, 6 carriers with +2 air attack, or 9 carriers with +2 air attack in a few minutes. And what's he going to have? 20 Hydras with +2? They'll lose that fight. Chat saying Infestors are going to get him back in this game. I love the belief in Dark, guys. If anyone's going to do it, it is him. I think he's going to go Hive for Lurkers, though. I don't think he's going to go Infestors this game, especially after seeing the Zealots. If there was Blink, he'd be more inclined to do it. Lurkiden starts up. Expect the Hive to go down soon in the main base. He's got those 8 gases mining on these bases now. You can see the gas is just finishing on the 4th. Hive does indeed start up. Carriers coming forward. The first 3 carriers might just YOLO on these queens. I think he just realizes, hey, yeah, I know that Dark is never ready for the first few carriers, man. Lings are going to try to run in, but a few Zealots will warp in and deal with that. Carriers moving forward with the Observer. Queens are gathering together. You got to watch out. These are +1 carriers. They're going to start launching. Mass Transfuse only gets you so far, man. A few Hydras are starting to come out, though. The carriers need to run. Oh, Dark trying to chase him down. But, nah, loses a whole bunch of those Queens. A few Hydras go down. Hero getting some great damage. And he takes only a little bit of damage on his carriers. They can regen their shields. He can rebuild his interceptors. Already an amazing position to be in. Dark, I mean, we're used to watching him in a death animation and just trying desperately to do things. He wasn't quite in the death animation, and he managed to bring it back in the last game. He was in a bad spot, and he held an impossible push. This time, though, I don't know if there's any amazing micro or skill that he can do to make up for his bad position. When you're this far behind in the game, it's like, dude, all you can really do is hold position these Hydras. He's going to try and focus a carrier, but that is not going to work. Oh, man. He's kind of splitting the damage across multiple carriers. All the Queens and Hydras get slaughtered. And finally, it looks like Hero here. After a promising game 1 and letting that one slip through his fingers, game 2 is decisive as all heck. GG, well played. All right, guys. Hero fighting back in that last one. Now in the bottom right side of the map. Low ground gateway. Little does he know he's about to get proxy hatched. Dark is faking him out. And he snuck a drone across the map to the purple base. An offensive purple base? What savagery is this? Is he gonna go proxy Ravager from his opponent's purple base? Because normally you'd want to build it a bit closer, like here, if you want to do Spine Rush. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, Dark's just bringing his drone back to mine. He doesn't want Hero to see that he brought the drone back in. He wants Hero to assume there's a third base outside somewhere. Hero is not checking for it. Hero is famous for not scouting. The very aggressive, flowy players, Hero, Dark, Rainer, these guys sometimes skip that scouting and they rely on just kind of being in their opponent's face, but that does make them a little susceptible to exceptionally tricky builds like this one. And I am curious to see what he does off this. Is it just going to be the Spine plus Speedling that we normally used to seeing? If so, it's going to take him like a full Creep Tumor just to get in range of the wall off. Might be a little bit too slow to break that down, but Hero's not scouting. He goes for a Nexus. If you go for the Nexus, you're usually dead in this scenario. Dark has tricked him so far. Let's go to Hero's vision and see when he realizes, guys. Actually, no. It's not time for that. It's going to be a while till he realizes. He's chrono boosting an Adept. At least that's one thing going in his favor. At least he's chrono boosting a unit. Lings and Queens are building. Well, what's the plan? He sends 3 drones? He's going to go Roach Horn. It's a Ravager Ling all in. Oh, okay. He's going to drop a Roach Horn. He's going to take a gas there, mine the gas, and go for a 2-gas Ravager Speedling all in. Ooh-wee. Hero at this point, he sees it. The Adept comes up. If he can deny the mining on that purple gas, that'd be fantastic. But he knows what's happening now. And he goes immediately for a Robotics. A shield battery goes down on the natural. Hero's going to need to pull off some magical micro. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there in the StarCraft community, big fans of Channing Tatum and Magic Mike, the greatest movie of all time, but we're going to need to see some Magic Mike Row in this game. I mean, Hero's going to need to rip his pants off like they were attached with Velcro. He's going to need to pull off some really, really weird, uncharacteristic moves. Already gets 2 drones, damages the Zerglings, gets both the Adepts out of there. I'd say that's definitely something which is getting me excited right now. It's still going to be a long shot. Dark is going to have Ravagers morphing on the front lines right outside of his vision. Queen coming forward there. And, ooh, if we can get that drone as well. Yeah, nice focus fire. Dude, Hero's doing a great job. He's managed to kill 3 drones, 4 Zerglings. But there's a Queen on the doorstep. Oh, if he can get the Creep Tumor, that would be massive. There's a Spore Crawler building because Dark thinks there might be a Void Ray coming out. These Adepts are going to go past and intercept these Zerglings. Hero with the next level plays. He intercepts the Zerglings in the slow zone, kills 2 of them. The Roaches and the Ravagers at the front, but there's a pylon to wall off to buy time. Cancel the pylon and rebuild. Okay, he doesn't get the rebuild though. The Lings are in. It's not a lot of Zerglings though. Adepts need to shade inside so they can heal on the battery. Battery overcharge does go down. There's an Immortal here. Dude, is Hero doing it? Hero says, this is why I don't scout, because I don't need to. Idiots, I can't believe you doubted me. He's already got an Immortal. He shut down the purple gas mining. Dark goes for a 300 IQ build. Hero says, no, 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 mate. There's a fine line between 300 and 0. You crossed over the line. That was a 0 IQ build. If you can't even secure the purple gas mining, that does not work. He shuts it down. All right, guys. Dark, unfortunately, not able to find the win with that. It was like a very fancy rush. And you know what? Hero didn't realize it. So if he just went for the standard hatchery closer to the wall, built spine crawlers, went for the Ling Flood, he wins the game. There's no way Hero could defend that build with, excuse me, with how late he scouted it. So really unfortunate. Dark just had an opportunity for a free win there. I thought the score was going to be 2-1 in his favor, but Hero is showing some fantastic micro. People in chat have pointed out, apparently, he was also going for the Robo Bay, which is ridiculously stupid, in my opinion. If it was a 40 drone build from Dark, Dark was droning up the purple gas base, going 35, 40 drones, Mass Ravager, makes a lot of sense. But against a few Ravagers and Speedlings, I mean, you're out there with your Adepts. You know he's got next to no workers. You know he's not droning that base up. It was way too early for him to be even thinking about going for the Robo Bay. So a bit of a silly piece of tech, but everything else was perfect for Hero. Like that's the only thing I can criticize in that game. He didn't lose a single attacking unit. He lost one probe, one pylon that was building in the wall. That was it. Like Hero just played exceptionally well that game. I love it. He does scout the third base this game, not taking the chance that he did earlier. Overlord comes in. Hero going to be going for a pretty standard build here on Babylon. Sorry to mix in a few questions in the early game, but I think they've been creating some interesting discussions in the cast. So I know you guys who are more used to my just straight up professional non-stop casting might be a bit not used to this, but I hope you guys will forgive me. Will you be at this year's BlizzCon, Pig? I doubt it, but you never know if Blizzard at the last minute might be like, hey, we're posting some show matches, we want you to cast or something, in which case I'd obviously love to be there. But can't imagine that happening personally, so I wouldn't count on it. Probe's going to try to block the third base. We'll see what happens. Ooh. The Urubu is here, by the way. For those who don't know, if you kill the Urubu, you do lose the game 100% of the time, every time it happens. Ooh, okay. Drones versus Adepts is not a good situation. Where are those Zerglings? They are all up in the main, I guess, and trying to go for the scout. Losing a drone and getting backstabbed. Unfortunate. And it's a robo opening for Hero. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing an old school Disruptor drop opening. What we very rarely see versus Zerg is a Colossus opening, because Queens are just a bit too good at shooting it down. Disruptor drop into a 2-base push. Single Colossus, 2 Disruptors, and just a bunch of Gateway units can be very powerful. Prism is on the way for now. But no Robo Bay just yet. There we go. He's going to be going for it. So it's going to be a 2 Adept drop that he opens up with, and then he'll go for that next. 10 Zerglings on the map. You can see the worker differential. This is a huge problem in Dark's games. He's also building very early Spore Crawlers because he's convinced this is a Stargate build. Oh no, Dark's build is terrible, guys. Dark's build is really bad because he's just built Spore Crawlers. He killed a drone on each base to do that, plus he spent enough money to build 3 more drones. So his mineral count's not good. He's now got 2 Adepts to deal with. Very rough opening for Dark. And I've told you guys many times, his big problem against Hero is Hero's openings are much more figured out than Dark's. Dark's openings are not quite as good as his, and that's what makes this specific matchup versus Hero so difficult. Hero's early game is a piece of art. War Prism speed's on the way. We've got the Disruptors starting up behind this. At this point, you feel very annoyed that you invested in those spores, but Dark's making the best of a bad situation. He has a little supply blocked on 58, and he's so distracted he hasn't noticed yet. This distraction from Hero really keeping Dark occupied. He finally notices and starts Overlords. Really good pressure from Hero, keeping Dark under the gun right now. Roach Warren in the second gas goes down. Are we going to see a big follow-up push? Hero is not probing, but he's taking a third base. That's why the third just started, spending all of his money on those 2 Disruptors. The Prism's going to come back and trading out the Adept drop for the double Disruptor drop. Does take 2 Disruptor shots to kill a Queen. Ideal targets are drone lines, but if you can also land in a pack of Roaches, take out a Queen or 2, that'll also be okay. Six drones on the way. The lair now starts up. Forge has started up for Hero. Okay. Yeah. Oh! He almost interrupted the Twilight Council from building, but he noticed it, fixed it. All right, double ball goes out. He's going to go for the queen with a little bit more energy, but he only clips her with one of those balls. She says, please get that turkey slap business away from me. No, thank you. Great creep spread. Really good defense for Dark. Yeah, he's looking really solid. Colossus is coming out for Hero, and he is probing, though. So it seems like a single Colossus just to defend any big Ling Ravager attacks, and then going back to Immortals. 3 drones go down with that one. Not too bad. The Prism's also reasonably healthy, but he goes a bit too close to the creep. Takes a few more hits. Careful. If those queens ran up there, they might have been able to kill that Prism. Oh, I like the Observer. Look at that, guys. Observer's set up in the middle of the natural. There's a Spire going up behind that natural expand, though. These robo builds aren't very good against that. Oh, he tries to disrupt it, drop the hatchery that just started, but it had enough hit points to survive. Not finding the money on that one. 4 more gateways on the way. Blink and +1. Overseer's going to see all of that. Stalkers are a decent immediate response to Mutalisks because they can just blink on them and deal with them. But if the Mutas get massed, that's where they really suck. And keep in mind, he's seeing only 2 Roaches, mostly Zerglings. These are tells that your opponent might be going for Mutas. Where are the Roaches right now? I don't know if his Spidey senses are tingling. Hero goes for a second Forge. Going to go for armor upgrades, which are also very good against Mutas. Oh, he's going to lose the Prism, though. Hero flew too close to the sun. Loses a Prism with a Disruptor inside. Luckily, he saves one of them, but these units are very valuable, and I think losing that just distracts you from the fact that, hey, you've got to get going right now, or there's going to be Mutas in your face. 13 Mutalisks on the way. It's just 7 Queens, 4 Roaches, 26 Zerglings. He's got nothing to defend this push. Hero, for the first time ever, actually had a unit in his wall, but of course it was a probe, so it instantly dies. Oh, no. The Immortal, the Cannon, and the Battery die almost instantly to the Lings around. He needs to warp in units at home. Knowing Hero, he might just try to... Oh, he doesn't have a Prism, does he? He can't even warp in at the front. So he's just going to be pushing with this army. Oh, no, the Muta's flying in. He doesn't have enough units that shoot up. A lot of his Stalkers turned around to go home to help defend the Zerglings. Oh, this is a disaster for Hero here. Wow, the Muta's a great choice for Dark. He says, you're heavily invested in Robotech. None of those units shoot up. And that's going to work out A-OK for me. So very good trades for him. Hero's going to go for one big desperate Stalker push to try to finish it. The problem is Lings counter Mutalisks pretty hard, especially if they're diving on creep. So just attacking with Mutalings, surrounding the Stalkers could be enough. Zealots counter Zerglings, so they're going to try to come forward to deal with it. He's going to try and keep focusing the Mutas, but the Queen's joining in as well. It's a very difficult fight for Hero. The Prism, it's in jeopardy at this stage. He's got just enough Stalkers to one-shot Mutas, but now he's lost a few. He doesn't have that lethality anymore. You can see he's now down 30 supply. There's 5 hatcheries up. And the Ling Muta production is so good in these fights. You need the splash damage, the Colossus and the Zealots alive to defend from the Zerglings. That allows the Stalkers to deal with the Mutalisks okay. But if you've just got undefended Stalkers and they're desperately shoving on creep, they get swarmed over and the Lings look really good. Dark doesn't even have most of his army control grouped right now. He's just F2ing to the front. He's got his Mutalisks on a control group and he's started stepping them forward, trying to pick off as many Stalkers as he can. Hero focuses a whole lot of them down, but it's pretty desperate for him at this stage. Stalker's going to go after the Overlords there. Up to 8 gases now. That means the Muta production just gets out of control. Not that he needs it, because he knows that Hero is going to keep attacking. The mass Zergling overwhelming. The Mutalisks, look at that, just adding death on top. Great Prism micro, good Blink micro, the way he's pulling back. Wow. I mean, most players would have just got completely routed. Hero somehow holds the high ground. Starts a 4th base behind it. He's only got +1 attack though. Remember, he built 2 forges, never got a chance to use the second one. 9 queens up front. A big old bullet sponge, just going to absorb a lot of those Stalker attacks. None of these units are armored, so Stalkers don't get that +6 damage against any of this. Only the buildings. Lings, Muta's looking for the flank here. He wants him to overcommit. The Lings and Muta's coming from behind. Dark is going to dive on top. Hero trying to make a meal out of this terrible situation. He's desperate, though. He's got to do whatever he can do. He blinks back into a corner. More Zerglings rallying in. Hero, what fantastic micro positioning and scrappy fighting from behind. But at the end of the day, Dark just has the numbers, and it feels like Dark here with a very clever call to swap into Mutas. Something that Hero should have had his eyes open for a little bit more. It's just the Lings, honestly, that beat him. Actually, if we think about it, it was really just the ramp being open that lost him that game. If those extra Stalkers arrived on the front, if he wasn't getting surrounded at home, he might have been able to back off on the creep a little bit. This would be probably a very different game if he had 6 or 7 more Stalkers at the front. Also, the Prism flying into the Queens was a bit of a disaster. Alright guys, it's tied up 2 maps apiece, and we've got the man down here. Made the Zerglings. Did counter his own Mutalisks. It's Dark. The top left, we've got Hero, the Protoss player. Looking pretty solid, but losing the Prism, having that snapped out of the sky, then having his door open. Big issue for him there. Obviously, I meant the Lings do counter the Stalkers in that last game. But derping around in me commentary a little bit, watching this crazy series. So hard to predict what's going to happen. But that's the joy. That's why I love watching Dark's games. I remember ZVZ got a little bit dull for me at one point. And then I watched Dark vs. Reigner a bunch of times, and I was like, this is the most lit stuff I have ever seen. To be fair, Lings actually can counter Mutas. I love that this has sparked a discussion in Twitch chat where upgraded Lings, you basically avoid fighting the Mutas, backstab, and you can do very well against them. Finals will be tomorrow for those just tuning in live. We've got the Hearthstone Holdout Challenge tomorrow into the Grand Finals tomorrow. Scheduled. Might be pushed back a little bit from the scheduled time as there are some qualifiers going on. But we'll see exactly what ends up happening. It will be tomorrow night though. So this is going to find out. The winner of this match will be facing Beyond in the Grand Finals. Either of those matches are fantastic. Hero, Beyond are known for crazy series. Dark Beyond as well. I think Beyond might be the overall favorite to win the whole thing actually. Probe continuing to harass here. Notice he's just been denying these minerals. Dark counter microing okay this time. And did Hero even check for the expansion, by the way? I don't know if he did. Oh no, he did. He did actually check the third went down, so it'd be so funny if he like checks one game and then he just goes back to never checking if you've actually taken your hatchery. He dies to another proxy hatch. I mean, he held last time, so he doesn't really need to be afraid of it. But I do like that Hero's just showing Dark some respect. Stargate's on the way there. 2 Lings. What I really like is the way Dark just makes the early game annoying for Protoss with these Zerglings. But I love that Hero has started scouting for them, and he finds them with the probe, and that tells his Adept to change direction. He was going to shade to the right. He changes it, shades to the left now. He's going to try and hunt this down, and look at that. The probe is tracking the Zerglings. The Adept shade comes in. Can it find them? They get behind the fog. Looks like he got away. Adept will still be able to pressure the third base from here. Third Queen starts up on this base. More drones are on the way. Link speed coming in as well. Adept's going to move in towards the base. The Lings do push it back though. And the first Oracle starts up behind it. Very standard build order. Dragon Scales is a decent map. What I find interesting though is a lot of Protoss players like to take an expansion up here pretty early, as sometimes even their 4th base, and try to like control that high ground. Not a big fan of it myself. I much prefer they just expand on these more standard bases. Actually, I don't know. As long as you don't take the triangle, if you take this third as Protoss, maybe you can take that high ground and I don't mind it too badly. 2 more Adepts are going to come up the center. There's only 6 Lings out, which is not really enough to deal with 2 Adepts. 4 more starting up, but they're not ready just yet. The Adepts have a window to find some damage. Ooh, all right. Nope, cancels the shade. Oracle comes in. He gets a drone. Oh, he's going to sacrifice the Oracle, is he? Goes for 3 drones and does almost lose the Oracle. Barely survives on 7 hit points. At this point, you basically say this is a defensive Oracle for the rest of this game. I don't want that thing anywhere near Queens for the rest of this game. I'm just going to fly it straight home. Bunch of Zerglings pressuring, but the Adepts are well positioned in between the pylon and the Nexus. Oracle's going to fly in towards the natural. Queens come in from the left. Start targeting it. Sporecrawler tries to go down, but the first one was a little too slow. Oracle now going into the third. He's going to grab a drone there. 2 drones in total. But, oh, Hero Hero, he's cornered! Man, one Oracle deep in the red, one goes down. Dark is taking heavy drone losses, but Hero's sacrificing his Oracles for them. So I actually would favor Dark in these trades because the Oracles are all about the recyclability. It's their ability to stay alive and keep finding damage and scouting for the rest of the game. And if he loses this red hit point Oracle now as well, then he's really in the doo-doo. Oh my gosh, no, that's gonna get cut off, I think. That's gonna get cut off. Oh, the red hit point Oracle barely gets out of there. This one on the left grabs a drone, pulls out. That Oracle will hide in the corner. Oh, that Oracle's seen some shiz. Up to 6 drones killed. I mean, at least he's slowed down Dark a little bit, and he's kept those queens distracted, but Dark now starts Lair, starts his melee, and it feels like Dark is just playing a solid macro game. No special effects for him. No special weird curves to his build. +1s on the way, as well as going up to 4 gateways and double Forge for Hero. But he hasn't started Blink just yet. I think that's a mistake. Hero shading in some Adepts right now. There's still 10 Zerglings on the map, which will be, enough to defend. Roach Warren comes in behind the 3rd base. Gases are all going down. 4th base only now starting. I think that's the one thing Dark's missing. If he had a bit of a quicker 4th, he could explode economically really hard. Ooh! Oracle comes in. Queens shut it down. Stasis Trap fails. He's losing all of his air control as Hero. This is not good for Hero. This is a big problem for him. Oracle's going to have to fall back. We've got 1-1 upgrades on the way for him. Blink finally gets remembered and he starts that. Chrono boosts it. He's got to get a move on. Ling's down the left, chasing those Adepts home. Oracle is there, ready to block. Okay, so right now, Dark's missing his Baneling Nest. This has been a big common thread in Dark's play, is he sometimes misses the chance to close the game because his Baneling speed is so late. He's now got to wait 40 seconds for the Baneling Nest to finish, and then he's got to make an 80-second upgrade. It's just an unnecessary 2-minute delay to almost the 9-minute mark before he can hit with a Baneling speed timing. And I get that his +2 melee won't be ready till then anyway, but there's a lot of times where hitting before +2 melee is very effective. If you can stop all this getting set up on the 4th, all the static defense, you can deny this. Here we go, Ling's coming in towards the natural right now. Adept does shoot it down. Overseer's going to fly in towards this main base. We've got double Forge on the way. Ooh. Overseer's just going to get a good scout. Seeing the double Forge should make Dark realize he doesn't want to let this game go too long. At the same time, usually the upgrades for splash damage are very delayed. Nice force field trap. Gets a lot of the Zerglings caught in there with the sentries and stalkers. And Hero is going for +2 attack. I'd love to see him start +2 armor as well. Looks like he's going to play the old school mass gateway swarm. Dark, he's on 74 workers versus 75. Plasma shields actually starts up. No way, Hero. Already thinking about a potential Archon transition. It's not bad on the Stalkers and Zealots as well. Stalker sentry pushing here. He already used a lot of the force fields, so I like the way he keeps those sentries back. Just ready for the double force field in the choke point. That's it. Good blink back micro so far. Dark does not want to get caught by that force field trap. You can see he's pulling his whole army in here. Oh, Hero might be going a little far forward though. Yeah, in this scenario, it's best for Hero to send those sentries home because they're 100% going to die if he leaves them here, and they're not going to really be worth much. He's only got like 1 or 2 force fields left, but he brings them in anyway, and that will be a big mistake in my opinion because notice in this next fight, they're really not helping that much. There we go. I like the pullback. Leaving them back there is really nice. Stalker's pushing in and out right now, keeping Dark on the defensive. Oh man, the Bile's actually getting some big hits. But units lost tab, very efficient for Hero. Hero's on 82 workers. If he can get a 5th base up while continuing these trades, he's going to make it very uncomfortable for Dark. Dark's building 10 Overlords. He's already at 180 supply. He only needed to build 2. He built 10. That tells you the pressure Dark's feeling right now. Dark is feeling a lot of pressure. He just built 8 Overlords that he does not need. That's 800 minerals down the drain. And he needs everything he can going into fighting units right now. Baneling roll in from that side, but decent wall off. Oh, Hero, you got to react. He does react. Good Stalker warp in. Looks like he should save all of those probes. Really well done. Units lost tab continuing to improve for Hero. Close to 2-to-1 units efficiency. He's somehow still got these sentries alive. I said he was just going to lose them if he kept them on the front, but he somehow kept these sentries here. And they've still got the ability to force field that down. I think Dark should break these rocks, man. Massling Bane run by is going to come in, though. That will clear out all of the mining on that left side. Looks like a Baneling run by tried over here. 7 probes did go down. It's a chip away at him, but it doesn't really affect him that much. He's now got +2 attack, +1 shields, +1 armor. The Stalker's looking great. Ling Bane rolling in. Probes are going to try and split. A lot of them will die. Remember, he's still above 80 probes. Even after the first 8 go down, Hero can absolutely rebuild from some fair amounts of damage, but fair amounts of damage, not crazy amounts. He's got to defend these at some point. Stalker's still pushing on the front. He's trying to punish Dark for splitting that many units across the map by attacking on the front. But those Stalkers are very weak. He needs to get them out of there. Baneling's looking for the probes. The probes running to the left, running to the right, to the left, the right. The left, the right, the right, the left. They're running here, they're running there, they're running everywhere. Luckily for Hero, Dark's economy sucks. He's only at 65 drones. So as long as you, as Hero, reprobe, you can get back to a good position. You're still on 5 bases. Yes, you lost a lot of workers, but that wasn't free. That was a lot of Banelings that went down. You're still ahead, 4,000 resources in the units lost tab. And not only that, the double forge is going. Remember, Dark said, we said when Dark saw the double forge, he should know, I can't let this game go too long. Because I've got +2 melee, and now I've got +1 range. Yay! No. Protoss is going to have 3-2 in 1 minute. In 1 minute, the Protoss units are much better than the Zerg, not to mention the shields upgrade that's already there. And Protoss is back up in the worker lead. 77 workers, they're both almost maxed out. I would say Banelings are a really good supply-efficient unit, but there's no Banelings on the field. There's only 7 right now. It's Mass Ravager, which is not that efficient a unit comp. Banelings try to roll in and get blocked by the Stalkers again. He's going to go for the left side this time, but Hero's split his army into 3 chunks. He's got a squad of Stalkers in the middle, a squad on the top right, and a squad of Zealot Stalker Sentry in the bottom left. Map dominance for Hero right now. Dark feels desperate. He drops a second Evo and an Infestation Pit. That doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. A 61 drone Zerg stuck on Ravager Ling Bane. And of course, the Protoss is getting to the ultimate upgrades, is also adding a Templar Archives, a bunch of Stalkers walk in a Corrosive Bile and die. The Hero also denies the 5th base there. Hero's trying to gather his whole army to go for the front because he's got those 3-2-1 upgrades. Stalkers in the top link back. These Stalkers commit in. This is a terrible fight for Hero. Hero realized he had the numbers advantage and decided to throw that numbers advantage into the meat grinder. Oh gosh, I feel a little bit like we just watched a child discover what a meat grinder is for the first time by sticking their hand inside it. And let's just say the child is not making very happy noises after that happens, man. That is... Whew. That was kind of like watching... I feel like Hero thought he was playing... What was that name? Where... The name of that game. Do you guys remember it where you had to be the baby and you had to try to like stick forks in electrical sockets? It was a multiplayer game. The other person had to be the dad. Oh, who's your daddy? That was it. And they had to try and run around and like child-proof the apartment and like take all the like battery acid from you and stuff. Stalker sniped the hatchery in the bottom left. Oh, but he's going to lose so many Stalkers for it. Hero is taking some crazy trades right now. He might be rich, but this is so inefficient. I really worry that Hero might throw this lead away, guys. He's got such a good upgrade advantage. He was trading so well, and the moment Hero got really far ahead, he's basically gotten impatient and just started throwing armies away. This is a really, really big problem because now he needs a 6th base. That'll get easily denied by Dark. Dark's economy might still suck, but Dark is getting towards the Hero unit. He's getting pathogen glands. He's going to go for fungal. Oh, put Dark in a corner, and he always goes to his deepest, darkest instinct, fungal growth. Oh, the Ling Roach turn on the Stalkers. Does the Hunter become the hunted? I think Hero takes a slightly better fight than the last few. The Oracles are getting insane value. The Oracles are where the value's at. One of them goes down. This is looking a bit better for Hero. He's still got 96 probes, and he keeps the top right alive. Dark was in a very bad position, and after that fight, and losing the 5th again. Dark just can't get any mining up. Look at the income. I mean, these fights were kind of bad for Hero. They were kind of messy, but look at his mineral advantage. 1,400 more minerals a minute. Extra gas coming in as well. He can just swarm. Dark cancels the hatchery before the Zealots even arrive. He knows he can't defend that. He's going to go for +3 range, +3 melee, adrenal glands. 5 infestors, and he's also starting Hydralisk upgrades. I don't know why he's trying to build Hydras, because I think he needs like Broodlords or something, right? Not that that's going to be something he can really get out either. Mass Zealot, Stalker, Oracle looking to push in. Hero wants to force a big fight. Watch for the Fungal. Big Fungal's landing. Bile starting to spray across that line. Not landing as massively as he would like. Great Fungals. The Link Baneling getting some juicies, as is the Fungal. Oh, Dark. Oh my lord. Dark with some beautiful engagements. Even going to surround the Archons. I mean, the Oracles will punish him for that by sniping down a bunch of the Zerglings, but even looks to bile the Oracles there. He wants that Archon so badly, and he gets it. Dark takes out the Archon and pulls back. He's still trading better than Hero. This man makes Roaches and Ravages look like broken units. He is a Roach Boy at heart. Probably the best Roach Boy in the world. You give Dark a Roach and he'll find a way to at least make the game competitive. But we are about to have the 3rd Plasma Shield upgrade kick in, guys. That is going to be 3-3-3 Protoss. This is just disgusting, man. The upgrade advantage is so good. No Carapace upgrades for Zerg. They aren't the highest value upgrades for Zerg against Protoss, but especially against Zealots and Stalkers, they're actually quite important. It's just rare that you're at this stage of the game and they matter, because normally like, oh, I got Broodlords by now, or I've got Ultras or Lurkers, you know, some sort of late game unit. Double Robos on the way. Hero just shoring up his position. More cannons and batteries all across the map. I love that he's gone back to this swarmy style of Zealot Stalker. I always felt this was a style that Dark never fully figured out. Some of the other Zergs got really good against it, but I don't think Dark ever became really a deep expert at shutting this style down. Lurkaden's on the way. A 3rd Robo goes down, which will actually, they are the first Robos in this game. Hero's kind of like, I think it's good that he's being patient. We saw some impatience earlier, did not go well for him. And this is just what Dark forces out of you. I think we all kind of appreciated this from Dark at that one Katowice. I think it was the one right before COVID, where he just said, I'm going to play the most boring late games of all time, every ZVZ, and my opponents are going to hate me for it. And he followed through on it. He just turtled, and people didn't really, like no one else was doing that, and he just sat there and made Lurkers and Vipers, and his opponents got frustrated and took terrible fights. And this has been something Dark is, he's normally aggressive, he's normally very dynamic, but when he's behind, he will just turtle up, and he'll kind of try to play like Maru. I'm just going to survive, and try to let you make mistakes on me. Obviously, he doesn't have the same defensive tools that Terran does. And, oh, that's a great push. The Oracle's doing great. Stalkers dive on the right side. Hero. Oh, man, that's a lot of Stalkers to sacrifice. But he does kill the base. Probes are getting thrown away. I think at this point, Hero realized 100 probes might be a few too many. Psystorm, Disruptors on the way. Dark's going to come with a Ravager, Hydra, Infestor army. Into a wall of cannons. So many cannons. Oh my gosh. I mean, Dark, you see that and you're like, you know you are so far beyond dead in this game. Oh, it's time for your bath. It's bath time. Much like a dog that doesn't want to get scrubbed behind his ears. Dark says, oh, leave me alone. And Hero says, no, no, no. Holds him down and starts just putting him in that bathtub and scrubbing him with soap. Dark does finally get forced out of the game. Fantastic play by Hero. All right, good attempt to hold on and get back in that game, but a bit too far behind. Dark in the bottom right of the map, getting blocked once more by Hero. I do feel like if Dark learns the 15 hatch 15 pool opening, it would suit his style so well. I think getting his hatchery blocked is one of the biggest problems that he has with his openings. It's that with the Adepts and the Oracles following up, forcing a lot of Zerglings, killing a lot of drones, that really puts him in a bit of strife, and definitely feel he could learn a new opening to do that. Occasionally you'll see him go 14 hatchery, but he goes Overlord, then 14 hatchery. It's a very inefficient version of the build. Going 15 hatch, 15 pool is much better with the double extractor trick. Hero's not scouting... oh no, there he is. Harassing with this probe right now. Denying the mineral patch. Dark counter microing pretty okay so far. We'll see if he keeps that up. Normally Dark's pretty lazy on the counter micro. This time you can see he's actually actively selecting those drones, keeping that mining going. Hero did accidentally mine 5 minerals there, so he can no longer occupy those mineral patches. And behind it, looks like a very standard follow-up for Hero. Standard's working. Why not keep doing it? As Hero right now, you're finding value. Even that last game where your Oracles were dying quite a lot, the Adepts were kind of continuing in. He was able to find a fair amount of damage, and from there it was just, hey, I'm going to go for double upgrades, mass blink stalkers, and once he got in that forward position, I don't think when he first arrived at Dark's third, it was a big issue. But Dark built those 10 Overlords in panic. He didn't flank the Stalkers and surround them at any point. And I get there was some Oracles around, but there wasn't many Oracles to begin with. When those Stalkers first arrived, I don't think there was many. And if he ever flanked the sentries and shut that down earlier, and just had a little bit more unit count to overwhelm, I think that's a very different game. But Hero was able to pin him way too successfully. Now Dark's bringing in a second Overlord for his scout. He's going to see that Stargate and probably try to run both Overlords away. Especially if Hero goes for a Void Ray again. I actually really liked the Void Ray at the start of this series. Depths shading on towards the main base. Ooh. Okay, gonna just try and focus down the Lings. Good pullback by Dark. This has been a much cleaner defense for him so far. He's being forced into 10 Zerglings though, and it's not like the extra Adepts got Chrono. These guys are actually just sitting at home. So Hero with a single Chrono boosted Adept forces... Oh, it's a Ling Flood! It's a Ling Flood, guys. Dark is trying to hide his Zerglings. Alright, let's go to Dark's camera. Oh, he's massing Lings. Wait. He's just building 20. He just built a few more drones. Now he's building a Spore? Okay, he's just looking for a cancel in the third. Phoenix did not find the Overlord. Oh, he missed it. He missed the Overlord. He's going to go back to the pillar now. Did Hero see the Lings coming? Hero's... No. He's moving out to the third now. The Lings are coming in. Oh, he's going to go for the Adepts. Dark went for these Lings so early, though. That Oracle a little slow to turn on its laser beam. Adepts trying to shade back to safety. Oracle not turning its laser on at all. Interesting. Hero thinks this is an all-in, so he saved the laser to the last second. Does end up falling off. Dark sacrificed a lot of economy to do that. Even though he found nice value with it, I don't know if it was worth it. He sacrificed a lot of drones to do that. His main is undersaturated, his natural has nothing on it, and his third is oversaturated. He's also just lost an Overlord, and he's massively supply blocked. This is simply sloppy play. And this is the big problem with Dark and Hero in the early game. I do feel Hero is a little bit smoother. I say that. He's supply blocked as well. They're both supply blocked. It's okay. They're both making mistakes, guys. They're both making mistakes. There's a lot of focus on the strategic aspect. He's got to fix that saturation in the main. Looks like Dark will fix that momentarily. Yeah, you got to be really careful massing Zerglings versus Protoss. If you build them a bit later, like if you get 2 bases filled with drones, then you make 20 Zerglings and cancel the third that's building, it's amazing. But if you do it when you've only got 5 or 6 drones on the natural, ooh, you're losing so much income, and you can cancel their third twice and then still be in not that great a position sometimes. Now, as the cookie crumbles here, I'd say it looks like it's okay, because the Oracles haven't really done that much. There's only 5 Queens out, though. Not that many Spores. Not a lot of creep connecting. You can see Dark's trying to fix that now. And Adept's going to go in there. Hero being annoying even with a single Adept. This is the way Hero plays StarCraft, man. 2 Adepts come in behind the third as well. 6 drones for 3 Adepts. 7 drones. Oh, my lordy lord. Not bad at all. Hero's economy was very slowed down with that delayed third. He's going to go charge and Immortal and +1 behind it. Oracles are going to fly in the main. 3 Oracles versus 1 Queen and a Spore. He's going to go straight for the Queen. Pulls back the 1 Oracle that gets targeted first. Great transfuse. Dark loses just 1 or 2 drones. Keeps the Queen alive and gets 2 Oracles damaged. Very good defense. And he's going to go Infestation Pit. Now that could, of course, be for Swarm Host Nidus. I don't think it's for that, but it would actually be perfect because he's playing against the Immortal style. The Immortal style is not very good at dealing with Swarmhost Nidus. Blink is actually much better at shutting that down. Oh, I like that he's got Stalker Sentry there. That maybe convinces Dark that this is actually going to be a Blink Stalker style. He's building a Hydra Den right now. Oracle's coming in for the Stasis Trap in the main base. That's 3 drones. Not terrible. It's going to be Charge, Immortal, Archon, Disruptor by the looks of it. Quick Hive goes down. Dark starting that pre-7 minutes. Ooh. 4th base is really late for him, though, so we can't get the 8 gases up for a little while longer. On the other hand, the 4th base hasn't started. No sign of Hero even being interested in it. He's going to build another Oracle. A 4th Oracle? All right. I'm very confused by Hero's build right now. He's scouting with Oracles defensively. I think he thinks there might be a Swarmhost Nidus. Did he see the Infestation Pit? He did see it building. And remember that Swarmhost Nidus on altitude. Yeah, he's got a misread. He doesn't realize this is just a lurker build, guys. He's like, where's the Swarmhosts? I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. He's realizing now, okay, maybe it's not coming. Oh, he's going to start Colossus Tech. Hero needs a 4th base. He's building cannons on 3 base and batteries right now. I do not like the way Hero's playing this. I think this gives Dark a good chance to get back in it. He cancels 1 cannon. You could tell he got a huge misread on what was happening in this game. He really thought Dark was going for a big Swarmhost Nidus aggression. And now he's realizing, oh, I misread this game completely. Look, all of his oracles are gathering on the other side of the map now. And he's like, wait, what's actually happening? He's going to find out there's lurkers, lurker range, and vipers on the way. This is going to give a good chance for Dark to get in control of this map. Three drones going down as the oracles dive. One of them does fall to the queen in the main. Another one's about to go down, but it pulls back at the last second. And the oracle's going to grab a few drones on the gases afterwards. Nice damage. Getting a queen and 6 drones for 1 oracle, not the end of the world there for Hero. He's finally got his 4th base building on the left. He's making disruptors and extended thermal lance for that single Colossus. He's got High Templar as well. I feel like if he makes Psystorm, it's not too bad. He could just use them for feedback on the Vipers. That's also okay. And yeah, he's got Storm. So we're going to see the trifecta of Splash. The ultimate tornado of massive splash damage composition. Colossus, Storm, and Disruptors. Not a lot of meat to his army, though. He's going to need to add a bunch of Archons in front to really add some sort of meat shield. Archons aren't the best versus Lurkers, though, so we might want to skip on it. Zealot's getting cleaned up on the top. Nice around. Yeah. Hero really did not expect the game to go this way. And now with the Lurker upgrades finishing, the Lurker count growing, Dark's chance to attack. Roach Ravager in the north. Lurkers in the bottom. There is mass cannon. There's a lot of cannons. Yeah, he's got 5 cannons on that base. He's going to have 5 on that. So the 3rd and the 4th are both heavily defended. The supply sucks, and he's making a fleet beacon. No, don't make a fleet beacon. Oh, man. Fleet beacon sucks. He really just needs more units. He doesn't have them right now. Hero's trying to do this Mega Turtle style, but these Lurkers are going to cause him some trouble. Viper's coming in from the right. Oh, double ball comes in. He gets 2, 3 Lurkers go down. Feedbacks do go down, but only after 2 Disruptors get abducted. The Immortals and the Cannons do a nice fighting retreat on the left. Pretty good handling of the situation so far by Hero. But it's not over yet. More Lings and Hydras are reinforcing. The 4th base looks like it's about to get overrun. Good dodge by Dark. Only takes a single hit from the Lurker on the Disruptor on 1 Lurker. High Templar coming forward. He tries to drop a Psystorm. The Lurker shots are a big problem for him, though. Oh, man. There's still 2 Lurkers left alive here. He storms one of them. There's only 1 Lurker left, but that Colossus is in a big spot of bother. Zealot Immortal coming in from the left, though. He's got Disruptors and more Zealots coming in from there as well. It looks like Hero does just barely manage to hold on to that 4th base. And that's an important hold for him. But it ain't done yet. There's a reinforce coming. Dark still way up in supply. That being said, Dark is droning. Dark's building 10 drones for his 5th. He's only now gathering energy with the Vipers. So he's pressuring, but I don't know if he's really going to commit to this. I think he's more just seeing if he can scare Hero. Lurker Harass gets blocked. Still that 1 Colossus with 14 kills, a few Archons, bunch of High Templar. Disruptors are building 1 at a time. Still only 1 Stargate. He could start going for carriers 1 at a time, but I like that he's just focusing on Zealot and Mortal Disruptor right now. Worker Hydra trying to run around. Zealots on the south going to come in for a backstab. That could be really well timed. Dark's whole army is in the middle of the map. Those 10 drones might have been a mistake. I think if Dark just made another wave and went again, he might have just killed Hero. Easy for me to say here with God mode on. I can see all of the map. He, of course, cannot. Those 2 Zealots get a few drones in the mineral line. Great backstab for Hero. He's got a few Zealots in the north. Those ones are going to get surrounded and shut down. The ones in the bottom got cleaned up as well. Some juicy cleanups for Dark, but he's getting distracted. And that's buying a bit of time for Hero to get established, trying to get this 5th base going with Mass Cannon Battery. These Lurkers only have 2 Vipers guarding them. They may cancel a Nexus, but that could be a one-way trip. Could have ducked on a Colossus and a Disruptor in there. Zealot Archon Disruptor coming in from all sides. Even the abducted Disruptor actually got a shot off on the Lurkers, but it's just too much coming in there for Dark. Hero needed to get out in front of his bases and stop attacks like that getting sieged up. He thought he had a decent angle, but he didn't have enough Zealots. He needed Zealots spread on at least 2 or 3 sides, and he could have cleaned that army up. Didn't manage to close the trap. The next reinforce comes in, and Dark scaring Hero with the Infestation Pit. Hero could have sworn he was going to get Swarm Host Niduses, a complete misread, and Dark gets a big lead off that and finishes the game off with Lurkers. Alright guys, we're going to have the entire series decided on Ancient Cistern, map 7, to decide it all. And it looks like once again, Dark's expansion is blocked. Hero is going for the low ground gate. Dark casually takes the 3rd base. Hero dancing around to deny that as long as he can. And of course he finds out, oh, okay, you actually did just build it elsewhere. No worries. Gonna let those shields regenerate. Starts denying the mineral patches a little bit. You can see Dark's drones starting to derp all over the place. Very nice harassment, just occupying these mineral patches because only 1 worker can mine from a patch at a time. Tries to bug him out there. And you notice, why does he reposition like that? Just to disrupt Dark a little more by moving elsewhere. Also, if you need to look away, you need to pull your worker off so it doesn't mine the 5 minerals. In that last game, he accidentally mined the 5 minerals. And when the probe's holding 5 minerals, it cannot mine a mineral patch. It'll just try to return the minerals instead. And there we go. You can see there, by bouncing the drone off, it meant the next drone that tried to stack up also got confused. Anytime you've got drones kind of bouncing between mineral patches, hunting for somewhere to mine, it's good for Hero, bad for Dark. Looks like a pylon. Whoa, he's got to put his pylon down. He meant to queue it over there. Huge mistake for Hero, guys, in Game 7. He queued a pylon over there, but he accidentally messed it up and shift-clicked the probe home. Oh, God, he doesn't realize. He does not realize. He's about to start an Adept and realize he can't build it. Oh, no, Hero. A huge mistake for Hero in Game 7 at the end of a grueling series. I mean, that's a human error. That's not the game screwing up. He messed that up, guys. He builds the Stargate on the natural. Dark's like, why are you building that in Vision? It's because he doesn't even have a pylon elsewhere. This puts him behind by a probe. It means his Adept is also late. An unfortunate opening for Hero. Poof. He doesn't want to chrono the Adept. Because he's behind now, he's trying to just chrono probes. But if Dark goes straight in there, he'd actually get in with the Lings. Dark's probably going to be confused. He's like, did I not see the Adept pop out? Where the hell is the Adept? And he might realize that Hero screwed his build order up. This is already the sort of game that Dark enjoys, guys. Scrappy, messy, super weird. He's got to cancel that Shade. Got to cancel it, yeah. He cancels the Shade. The Overlord doesn't see that, though. So the Lings are going to get ambushed. And a Void Ray coming out first here for Hero. Dark's just droning up. But he's having a more relaxed opening than he normally gets. Guys, Dark's been making a lot of errors when he's under pressure. Like, a lot of errors with, like, supply blocks and stuff. So, the real big difference this game is, oh, there's no pressure. Look, his worker count is so much better than it's been in the rest of the series. If Game 1 is anything to go by, where Hero was in a great spot and then kind of let the game slip away, I'm very worried for Hero having to play a game against a Dark whose early game is so much cleaner this game. Now, don't get me wrong, it's Dark, so there's still a decent to high chance that he ends up getting supply blocked in the next 30 seconds. But I think so far, it is simply a big head start from any other game. All right, Ling does get taken down. 3rd base is on the way nice and early. Evo Chamber coming up. 12 Zerglings building. Interesting. I guess these are the first 12 Zerglings that he's built in the game. that's just in case 2 Adepts come across the map. We've already got 1 Oracle on the map. 2nd Oracle is building. He's hiding them for now. Interesting. He's going to try and sneak both Oracles over. Twilight and Forge are on the way. After that 3rd and 4th gas, Hero will transition onto those gases and then rally his probes over to that 3rd in the near future as it starts to finish up. The Overlords didn't all get pulled home, interestingly. So the Void Ray does find a 2nd Overlord kill. Just remember, guys, chat's pointing out, Dark having such a good amount of workers this early, he's out of his comfort zone. He's not used to having a good economy. He might not know what to do with it. Obviously being a little facetious there. I'm pretty sure he's gonna just do what he was doing, but better. This is so scary. I've always said if Dark actually wasn't behind every game, he'd be unstoppable. And Hero now has to face it in Game 7. Hero with some pretty nice harassment, gets 2 drones. He's built a Void Ray and 2 Oracles. Gets a Creep Tumor on the left as well. Does see the 4th. Doesn't look like he's going to send the Void Ray there looking for it. Void Ray is just going to dive in on top, go for a drone or 2, and then leave, I think. Not a bad idea. Good pullback micro, though. Dark, very slick control. Roachwarren's about to finish up, going for a lot of gases. He was playing a rule of 1 gas up to this point. 4 gases go down at once. Macro hatch for Dark as well. And Hero answers in kind. Hero says, oh, we're playing a big macro game, aren't we? Stasis Trap, big one, lands in the natural. Nice harassment here by Hero. Adept shade in and kill 4 drones on the 3rd as well. He's still keeping Dark busy, and he's gone double Forge, Blink, and into a 4th base with a giant gateway wall off. He's leaving a small opening there. I kind of wish he just completely seals that. But this is crazy. The greed on both sides, man. The greed, they said, Pig, do you want a macro game? We're going to give you a macro game. A big boy macro game. 2nd Evo Chamber, Infestation Pit. Dark's going to have a quick Hive. Hero's going to have a giant 4 base economy and Mass Stalker. Cool. Very interesting to see who can succeed in this scenario. I still give Dark an edge positionally, but we'll see just how well planned he is. I feel like when Dark has a sneaky plan in mind, he's very quick and devious to get to it. But this is a more standard kind of passive game, so I wonder if he kind of beelines in any particular direction. Right now, he's sitting on Ravagerling Bane for a little bit. He's not making a Hive. Sporkriller gets another 3 workers. The Unit's Lost Tab looks great there for Hero, but because he had a low momentum start, Dark was taking this damage from an exceptional position. So he absorbs those punches and just eats them like they don't matter. Robo's finally on the way at the 3rd. He's building cannons and batteries everywhere, but he's still only on 4 gateways, this Hero. Actually, sorry, never mind. He did actually explode on gateways because the wall off. I forgot that there was 4 gateways as part of the wall. Nice snipe on the 5th. Hero gets a drone and cancels the 5th. Hive starts about 45 to 50 seconds later than what Dark could have. And remember, he still doesn't have that Baneling Nest. I've talked so much about how he forgets the Baneling Nest all the time. So what's his army, guys? There's no Hydra Den, there's no Baneling Nest. Now he makes a Hydra Den and a Baneling Nest. Wait, is he playing Ravager Bane or is he playing Lurkers? This is not a proper transition. You don't want to go into Hydra Bane off Roach Ravager Ling. That's what I call the North American composition. Because you see that in the dregs of the North American ladder where sewer mermaids hang out. You don't see that too much with the top dogs. It's an awkward composition. Dark's going to try to make it happen though. 2nd Robo Bay on the way. Dark knows about the 4th. I wouldn't mind a Spire for a Brood, like a Great Aspire. Just a surprise Hive Tech Broodlord would be amazing. But it looks to me like Dark is just going to play Ravagerling Bane, but with no Baneling speed. We talked about this earlier in this series. This is a huge weakness of Dark, is just forgetting Baneling speed for so long in these games. He's making Hydra upgrades. What is this? This is such a bizarre unit comp, guys. He's going double Lurkaden now. Why didn't he just make a Lurkaden a minute earlier? Instead, he's going to go double Lurkaden. What is he doing? I mean, he's literally going every unit. He's making a single Baneling on the bottom. He's making Baneling speed. He just wants to fill the production tab. He's doing a fruit dealer. He's inspired by the first Zerg GSL champion, the first GSL champion of all time. fruit dealer, the man whose production tab always had every single upgrade in it at once. This is crazy to be going for so many different things. This is giving Hero a lot of time to get prepared for the late game. I still think Dark has a very scary economic setup, but he doesn't have a kill timing, and he's not actually setting up for an amazing army. The best thing he's going to have for him is a lurker timing, but even with the double upgrades, it's not going to be that early. Hero has 5 bases, he has cannons, he has batteries, he has Psystorm. The only worry I have for Hero is that he's only got 4 High Templar, and they're all in one location. In this sort of game, I love a High Templar there. I love a High Templar here. You know, just leaving units all over the place is really nice. Dark does have a sneaky changeling in the wall-off. He's a big army of Massling. He's making 10 lurkers right now. Double upgrades on the lurkers are coming in. They're about 30 seconds away. There's no immortals out, man. There's, sorry, 1 immortal. There's 1 immortal. Stalkers, cannons, and storm are not the best versus lurkers, but if Hero sees it coming, he could be okay. And there's no overseer out here. So the observer's seeing mass Baneling, Roach, Ling. Lurkers are going to come in behind. Dark is... there's big strategic errors in how he's playing. He walks into the storm, loses all of his Zerglings. And replace those with some more Zerglings. The thing is, Hero is not set up yet. He's making Prisms carry his mothership. He doesn't have those units out. His army supply says it's the same, but it's not. And that ledge is beautiful. I love that ledge. Warp Prisms do come out. Hero's going to send those across to attack, I imagine. Go do some Warpins on the other side. Cannon's getting cleared up. Carriers get out. There's nothing that shoots up for Dark, and he doesn't have a Spire, but look at that move in. Oh, some good storms, but the High Templar get jumped on by the units and forced to morph into Archons. This is a really sloppy, messy fight right now. Archons do finish morphing on that right side. The Lurkers have to pull off for now. The Warp Prisms come in. That there is the great F2 showing itself. Dark has to pull back, and I think we see why you don't go for 2 completely opposite unit comps. Ravagerling Bane, Roach Hydra, they're different unit comps for a reason. It's because you want to center all your upgrades on one, hit it at Chris timing and get in. Dark has another minute. After that minute, the window closes and he's dead because carriers are on the field. Maybe not dead, but in a very bad position. He has to get more damage done, and he has to do it now. He needs to get rid of this 5th base. A 5-base hero making carriers is a huge problem for him. He's got to get more damage, but he's massing early game units. Banelings and Lurkers trying to push in. Queen's walking across the map, but the carriers are here. They got Archons and Disruptors behind them. And Hero has weathered the storm. He has survived Dark's weird in this game. And despite forgetting his early second pylon and putting himself in a very different game, he turtled like a crazy person. And he turtled so much harder. Every other game he's played aggressive and he's attacked into Dark. And I really think Dark was just sitting there waiting for it. And he was going, when's that punch coming? I'm ready. I'm ready. The moment you push on creep, I'm going to win this game. And when the attack never came, I think Dark just literally short-circuited and said, oh God, I don't actually have a game plan. What do I do for here? And he's ended up making every single unit in the book. And that's a big problem, man. At this point, Hero's playing Dark Goose, which is a game they play in Korea where they find a dark goose and chop its head off. Anyways, Disruptors coming forwards right now with the Mothership, the cloaking field there. There's still no Overseers out. They're finally morphing behind this. And this is a problem for Dark. I've seen Dark resurrect himself from here, man. I've seen him resurrect himself from here. I'm very tired. I'm just rambling. I don't know what the Duck Goose joke was, guys. It made no sense to me either. Don't try to interpret that. I don't know what I was saying. 4 Stargates are up. Mass carriers. I mean, he's got to make a Spire. If he makes a Spire, I think Dark could turtle it out and win the late game. But as it is, there's too much cannon battery everywhere. The natural and the main are actually the weakest point static defense-wise. 32 Hydras is a lot, but there's so much Storm and Disruptor shots. Basically, okay, so the way Dark wins is his Banelings / Lurkers need to clear all the Disruptors and High Templar, and then his Hydras can actually beat everything else. Here we go! He abducts the Mamacore. Feedbacks go down on the Vipers before they can land spells. Hydras getting Disruptor shotted on the left. The Stormers have all gone down. The Disruptors trying to retreat. That's a lot of Hydras. They're going to chase down some of these carriers, but they've got balls to cover him. Lovely ball shot there for Hero. And he's going to send some Zealot run-bys on the south while continuing to build his carrier count. Dark is rebuilding Hydra Viper, a unit composition that is completely defunct against a heavy carrier count. The moment they have any spellcaster support, whether it be Disruptors, especially High Templar with feedbacks and storms, Dark's still going to make it happen because he doesn't feel he has time to get into Spire. He's so good at using these units and finding decent fights and extending the position in the game, but he's not actually going to be able to build a lead. Hydra Viper will just never be able to beat carriers no matter how many he has. On the other hand, actually, there's an argument. There's an argument we can make. He's got two. He's going to have 3-2 on them, but no, Hero didn't forget upgrades. Hero's +2 is about to finish. Never mind. I was like, maybe if Hero forgets his air attack upgrades, if you have like +1 carriers fighting Hydras with +3 carapace, the Interceptors actually don't do very well. But Zealot comes in on the left. Dark's hanging on right now, but definitely, it's so weird. His Muta transition on Babylon looked so clever and crisp. But this game, man, that production tab, I gotta say, it just didn't make sense. It's too many different upgrades. He's even got pathogen glands in there. Never built an infester in this game. I love Dark's play because his games are so special and unique, but always a very difficult player to read and understand exactly what his thought process is in the heat of the moment. I think sometimes he just goes with his gut, and every now and then it does backfire. You know, you can't win every game of StarCraft. Sometimes your gut's wrong. Your parasites on the way, +2 carapace as well. Oh, a couple of big balls just went flying. There we go. Lurker, Hydra, Viper moving to the left. Total of 11 drones did go down. Dark Templar in the bottom actually killing the Spine Crawlers now as well. Just got to feedback those Vipers. Once the Vipers are feedbacked, you're going to be looking pretty good as Hero. This High Templar a little far back. Abduct on the Mama. Oh my god, he threw so many balls on the Lurkers. It's a slaughter. He just walks right over that position, and that is the problem. Man, this army just can't deal. He's going to try and make infestors for my Cruvial Shroud as well. Oh, and he's going to have to tap. Dark somehow forced a Game 7 in that series. Hero stays in the game, Florencio style, to storm the units. We almost never see pro players do that. Oh, I always knew he was a bit of a sewer prince. You see that? Dark taps. He stays in there storming the units, guys. Oh! And Hero makes his way to the grand finals. GG, well played.